fix it, right? So it's going to basically have this like really strong persistence to keep going until it works, right? And that's not just for like, is the backtest working or not? It's like you could get it to ask for specific criteria. Like I could say like keep backtesting until we reach a 20% annual return or higher, right? You'll just keep trying, modifying this, modifying that until it like gets to that point. You know
That's
what I
pretty
mean?
cool because yeah, like I said, I've been doing some crazy testing, asking some crazy questions. So that'd be amazing to set that in on auto.
Hmm. Yeah, it's something that we talked about for a while now, right? Like, I mean, we had this vision, I think even back in like January or February, and now we're finally capable of doing that, or will be capable of doing that very shortly, right? It's not something I tested yet, but the way that it's architected should allow for things like that, right? Because it's able to like plan things out and like and we call them hooks, which is a pretty common name, right? But like when a back test finishes or when a deployment finishes or like any important actions, whenever they finish, they're hooks that will go back to the AI and kind of say, hey, look, this is what happened. And then it could check its internal memory. It's like, okay, well, our goal was to get above a 20% in return. This did not accomplish that. So let's keep going, right? And let's modify this, and then run another back test and just keep doing that until it reaches its goal, right? So ideally, this thing will be able to run, you'll tell it, you know, find me something that produces an annual return over 30%, and then walk away and come back a couple hours later, and hopefully you'll have something ready for you, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's I showed you guys a bunch of things that we could do here. Anything else? Any other questions or comments about like things you guys would want or how you guys would want this thing to work or not work? Any other questions around all that or thoughts? Okay, cool. All right, so let's get back into the voting thing here. So let me pull out the poll. Last week we worked on this AI trading team stuff. It's funny, like the AI training team stuff is quite good, but it also takes quite a while to run back tests on it. So if you guys want to work on that today, I think we need to maybe even define that a little bit more closely so that the things that we do have are something that we could get through quickly. But okay, so here's our list of things. So we have the Alpha Picks option strategies. I want to actually check if that's running. Let me do a quick check. 'Cause I thought I reran that. I just want to make sure that that's actually going. Alpha picks calls only. I did not run it. I did not rerun my live money one. Um, I thought I did. Apparently not. Let me see here. Tradier. How is it doing? The whole market crashed today, so let's see if it actually made any money or not. Yeah, so this is that Alpha picks calls only. So it is down a bit. So this thing is down. Nexa is down a bit. Actually, a decent amount. It's down 30%. That's a pretty big drop. And GM is down 15% on the options, which honestly is not that surprising because the whole market's just been getting killed lately. But that's where we're at with that Alpha Picks option strategy. Right. So if you guys want to see how that's doing, we could keep going down that path if you guys want. But that's at least the results so far from the calls only version. We could keep working on the AI trading team, see how that's doing, right? And we can improve some stuff there. There's a lot of stuff that we could work on the AI trading team. We can make a Twitter trading bot. We can work on prediction markets. More and more, I keep hearing people really want to get prediction markets to work. I actually was looking at something today, and here's some food for thought about these prediction markets. So I was actually looking at this today. So Polymarket, if you search for GPT 5.6 Polymarket, right? And then you could do the same thing, GPT 5.6 Kalshi. I actually think that there's some potential arbitrage opportunities here, right? So check this out. So GPT 5.6, they're saying Kalshi's saying 11% chance of it coming out by June 30th. And here is saying 12%. So these are actually pretty close, right? When I was looking at this earlier, these had like a really big spread, right? So one was saying like 45%, the other one was saying 55%, which is a pretty big difference, right? Like there's a 10% difference between the two markets. I actually think there's some arbitrage opportunities here. I think that could be a pretty interesting thing to work on, right? Or here, let's say July 10th, 52%, and this one's saying July 10th, 44%. So I think this could potentially create an arbitrage opportunity, right? Because if it's saying yes, 51, no, 56, this one's saying yes, which one's it? 55, no, 52. So there's actually a spread between these two. So theoretically, you should be able to take advantage of that with arbitrage, right? So I think that'd be kind of cool to add in Polymarket and Kalshi. So just food for thought that that's one potential thing that we could do with it, right? For prediction markets. We could also work on an SPX strategy. We could use TradingView to create a future strategy. We could work on poor man's covered call. We can do a futures momentum bot. We could do the Pelosi or Congress trading. This one's another really interesting one that keeps coming up as well. And now that we have access to getting stuff from different government services, I think we could do this pretty easily, especially with like AI trading. Like we'd build like an AI trading bot that trades like Pelosi or other Congress members. I think that'd be pretty interesting to do. We could do the same thing with insider trading or hedge funds. We can copy them, right? Or we could do a factor trading bot, right? Um, Anything else you guys would want to add to the list? I know maybe one thing we could add is what you mentioned, Maurizio, is around order books, right? So why don't we add that to the list as well? Trading using L2 order books, e.g., looking for big whale trades.
I just I just saw that as an idea, I didn't, I was just wondering if it's possible, you know.
Yeah, I mean, let's add it to the list, right? I think it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
okay, fine.
Yeah. So if you guys want to do it, we can work on it, right?
Actually, before we start something new, could we just review you started a few back tests last week that didn't finish, and could we just like see how they turned out?
Yeah, let's take a look at that. That's a very good question. Let's see, where are we at? Show more. AI training team. Okay, so here's where we ended up with. This is over a short window, and then 6-month window is what we got. The bull bear leverage ETF did very well over this longer window, 6 months. Okay, that's interesting. Big drawdown, 63% drawdown, but quite a nice return. Ray Dalio, this is actually not a bad one. 24% return. I don't know
Oh,
if it's total return or annualized, right? But a 24% return over 6 months. So that's either 24% annualized or it's closer to 50% annualized. I don't know what it means by return here, but that's pretty good, right?
yeah.
That's the Ray Dalio thing. That's pretty smart. I actually really like that. That's very good in terms of returns. The Bill Ackman 24% return and a 21% max drawdown. Citadel, also pretty good, 17% return, 8% max drawdown. Warren Buffett did not do very well. And then Bull Bear, large cap stocks got basically murdered. This is just terrible across the board. So this is where we're at with these. So first of all, can you give me a table with just the 6 month returns? And then can you explain to me and make sure that's ordered? Actually, I guess it already is ordered by return, but can you explain to me what is that return? Is that total return or is that annualized return? And I guess have columns for both.
Yeah, also, could it give the Sharpe ratio? Does it have the time series?
It should
Or,
have it, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't even need to do that. It gets it from our MCP server.
Uh,
I'll say, and also include other metrics such as Sharpe ratios and ROMAD and all those other things as well. Whatever ratios and metrics you can give me.
As an aside, Rob, while it's doing that, I'm not that interested in the prediction markets, but I am curious about your example. Would you be able to put those two links across Kalshi and the other one into AI and say, I ask it to identify arbitrage opportunities across here and how we would possibly take advantage of it?
Yeah, yeah, I actually did
Yeah.
that. I actually did that earlier, like today or yesterday, and plugged it in. There's a little bit of details to it because it's like it depends on the market rules and all that kind of stuff. Because like, are they exactly the same thing? So there's details behind it, but it was basically saying yes, there was an arbitrage opportunity here.
And so so you go yes on one, no on the other, and
Exactly.
regardless of the result, you profit.
Yeah, and you have a guaranteed return, right? Yeah, and then there's caveats like make sure that like it's net of fees, right? So you have to make sure that your fees aren't higher than your potential profit. And then you have to make sure prediction markets are a little funny because you have to really read the rules. Like when exactly does it pay out? Like are these apples to apples or are they slightly different? But I think there's a lot of potential ways to make money here doing this stuff. And usually that's what happens. Like whenever there's like a brand new market, there's usually all these like inefficiencies they can get rid of. And this just seems like a pretty obvious one to me. Can we actually fully take advantage of it? I don't know. We would have to fully research that and go through it, but I think it's a possibility based on the research I did so far. Right, and here are the links between the two. That's
Interesting.
one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I really want to do the prediction market stuff. It's first of all, I mean, it's people won't shut up about it. It's like it's become very, very popular, and like even like all the brokers are adding it. Like Tradier is adding prediction markets. Interactive Brokers just added it. They're probably adding it to Schwab as well, and all these other brokers. So it's become very, very popular. But also because it's such a new market, bound to be a lot of inefficiencies with it, right? So it takes a while for all the inefficiencies to come out of a market. So I think that there's potentially a lot of profit things we could do with it, right? Yeah. So like for example, let me uh let me pull up Gemini.
Basically what I just did
Yeah, right. It's
with Gemini.
yeah. I actually like using Gemini lately. I find them to be quite a good AI. Actually, let's beef this up a little bit. Let's give this a Codex because Codex can do a lot more crazier stuff. So let's go. That's the poly market rules.
Yeah, mine's basically saying the 50 July 10 line, buy no poly market, buy yes Kalshi.
Yeah, and there's probably like some sort of guaranteed profit there, right?
Yeah.
So take a look at these, take a look at Polymarket and Kalshi here, and you can actually go to the website and all that kind of stuff. Tell me, do you think there's any kind of arbitrage opportunities between these two, right? Because it seems like they're not fully lining up. So I would think that we'd be able to like buy yes on one and no on the other. But I know there's a lot of caveats to it. Like also look into like the rules, which I've given you screenshots of all that too, but you could research it yourself. But tell me, based on the rules, based on the actual numbers here, and then also research the trading fees or any other fees associated with this. Do you think that there's any arbitrage opportunities here to be had? And how exactly would you play this? How much money would we need? How much profit will we make? How much would the fees cost? Are there any additional risks around the rules? Are the rules apples to apples? Or are they a little bit different? Or what other risks do you see here? And do you think that this would be a profitable endeavor to do arbitrage on this? And let's see what it says.
My Gemini is basically saying if you put on $10,000 split between the two, you could make $888 roughly conservatively with slippage and stuff
That's
on
amazing.
the 10th of
That's
July.
like free money. You know what I mean? That's risk-free money. So you put in $10,000, you get 800 bucks by July 3rd, by July 10th, you're saying?
Yeah, the July 10 one seems to have like a nine, yeah, like a big difference between the two.
So that's 800 bucks on 10K. That's what, 8%, I think, over 18 days. Like, holy shit, that's one hell of a return. No? Like, if you can
So no,
compound that, like, what does that come out to as an annual return? That's like got to be in like the thousands.
yeah, assuming there's no weird way you could just lose on both and then you've lost 10
Right.
grand.
Right. That's why I'm getting Codex to look into this because I had Gemini do this yesterday and it was telling me like, oh, there's all these other things that you might want to watch out for, whatever. And that's why I'm getting Codex to do because I know Codex is going to do a better job around this. It's going to be more thorough and research everything. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably a lot of ways to make money with Polymarket, right? Like I said, it's a brand new, essentially market, brand new broker, right? And usually when that happens, there's a lot of potential opportunities. And arbitrage is the most obvious one that you start with, right? But then there's like you do statistical arbitrage, then there's like, information asymmetries that you could look at, right? Like maybe there's some way that you could get a data source where you have an edge over other people, right? Like there's so many things I think that we could do to make money in Polymarket and Kalshi. I think it'd be a very interesting thing to do. And they actually have really good APIs. So I think we probably get it up and running very quickly. And they provide a lot of the data for free. So it's not going to be like we spent all this time working on futures data because it's such a pain in the ass to get the data. But I don't think we're gonna have the same problem with Polymarket or Kalshi. I think we probably get this up and running pretty quickly and probably get to monetize it pretty fast too. So I think it's a pretty cool thing to work on personally. Yeah.
But yeah, we wouldn't be able to backtest, I assume, and we'd have to run it live. Well, we wouldn't have to run it live.
Um,
We
we might be able to backtest. It depends on if we can get the data. I think we can. I think we can get historical data, and I think we probably could backtest it.